The secret to transforming your life starts now. Do you have health issues that you ignore, deny, don't understand? Most people do. So I'm Georgie Holbrook, and I'm here to explain what I've learned over many, many years. So I've created an evaluation that helps people move out of trial and error remedies. I've been in universities, I've been in a hospital where 200 staff members studied with me for 8 weeks. So I know natural remedies. I know how to maintain basically this body and keep it in harmony with nature. But do you? Where's your health now maybe giving you signs, right? So I'll list some of them. So out of 2,000 people that I've helped by creating this evaluation, I've done a lot of one-on-one, I've done workshops over the last 30 years. Here are the 7. Hair loss, headaches. So this is how the body breaks down. TMJ, grinding teeth, not being able to sleep at night. Addictions, because see, when we're kind of numb inside, at least this has been my experience working with people, we have addictions that we know are not good for us, but we do them anyway. So the list goes on. I want to make sure I got everything here. Headaches, stomach tense and tight, where you have anxiety, and maybe you have even an upset stomach at times, but we ignore it. See, spirit within us is calling us. So the one thing that I learned from my own health, I had a major health issue for 7 years, and I solved it. I self-healed myself and dedicated my life to teaching you about nature. So what I found was, and this might be your experience, is that you have some kind of health issue. You might even have a labeled diagnosis, and you do trial and error remedies, right? Every day reaching for a new voice, being on the web, trying this, going to this physician. I'm not knocking doctors, but they work in isolated body parts. Thank God we have doctors, right? You go to a knee doctor, a hip doctor, a foot doctor, but you're more than an isolated body part. Normally, wherever the body breaks down is an emotional component that's speaking louder. So I teach people how to communicate with their body, and that your body language is wise, because the wisdom of the spirit that beats our heart, known by many names and many cultures, but we still have the spirit that beats our heart, puts air in our lungs, orchestrates every cell. If we scratch our arm today, it heals. So then the trial and error remedies. What is going on? So trial and error remedies leaves us waiting. There has to be more. Georgie, there has to be more to life. There's something calling me. I don't know what it is. I don't know where to find it. This is a common feeling. And then we do trial and error, right? We try this meditation, we try this breathing exercise, but there's still that inside of us. Something's missing. And then the trial and error looks like this. I try all these different things, but at the end of the day, it's like, it's not giving me results. I might feel a little better, but overall, if you have a health issue, maybe it's not healing. And yet you're like, so what is it? If my body could talk, what would it tell me? Well, there's a big emotional component that we're not taught. It's a language all of its own. That's why I love the work that I do. So here we go. Trial and error, whatever that is. It might be relationships. You divorce one person, go marry another person, now you're back in the same situation. It's like the grass is not greener on the other side, as they say. So it leaves us distrusting our body, distrusting that spirit within us, and feeling helpless and hopeless. It's like, body, will you just talk to me, right? And so you look in the mirror and you go, I want to make friends with you, but I don't understand you. See, we didn't come into this world with an owner's manual. Well, maybe you did. I didn't. So we want to find an answer to this emptiness, this rawness inside that says, I want to know my purpose and passion, but I'm caught up with this trial and error. I'm trying this career. I'm trying this lotion and potion. I'm trying this fasting. And it's endless, isn't it? Because the search just goes on. And now with the web, we can search even more than that. So how to transform your life starts with coming back to basics. Number one is that when I do the evaluation with people, I come back to showing them where they're in balance and where they're out of balance, all in an hour and a half. You just stop the confusion and the nonsense of going, well, what can I do next? And I have this voice over here, and what can I trust? I teach you how to trust yourself because you get your own answers. I don't give you answers. I'll give you the explanation behind. And I work a lot around the emotions, the traumas, the stress, that voice inside that says, what does it take to heal? What does it take for me to be happy? How much joy do I have in any given day? And how can I have that as a lifestyle, not just a one time and a moment? I get married and the weeks after, in my experience, sometimes you go, well, maybe that wasn't the wisest decision, and maybe it was for you. So for the early part of my life, I had a lot of questions. But we're looking at what is it going to take to transform your life? First, you have to come back and be willing to take a look. They say you cannot see the trees for the forest. Sometimes we cannot see our life the way we're living it and what we need to do because we're caught up in this routine, right? And right now, we're overstimulated with websites, cell phones, iPads, earbuds in the ears. Can't go for a walk without having our muffs on, right, where we have music. So we're not ever really quiet. So therefore, when you go to bed, Georgie, I can't sleep at night. I'm restless. My mind just keeps going because there's no calmness. There's no calmness and no understanding how to keep this spirit calm, regardless of what's coming at us. So transforming your life starts with deciding how much misery and suffering are you going to live, or you're going to learn about the spirit inside and nature inside and what it's required. It has a voice of its own. And the only way it can get our attention is through pain. So I'm going to give you an example. We get a headache. I'm in the United States, so this is how we do it in the United States. It might be different for you overseas. So we get a headache, and we have fancy pills now we can pop for that headache because we don't want a headache. And if you get a migraine, oh my goodness, we don't want a migraine. So we're going to take a pill in hopes that the pill is going to solve this, right? But remember, you're 100% spirit. Your body has a language and is trying to get your attention. So this is just an example. Don't take it serious. All right, so I take enough pills over the time for my headache. Now I get an ulcer from taking those pills. You see, in the United States, our third largest killer is prescribed medication. And I'm not here to knock doctors. They look at isolated body parts and they're experts at what they do. I'm in the natural field. I'm in the holistic field. We look at everything that's happening to you. So the headache now causes the ulcer. Now I'm taking medication for the ulcer. Now I have something else that's breaking down. But I'm not tying the dots together. So let's back up. You get a headache. Perhaps you're lacking oxygen and water because 80% of your body is made of oxygen and water. So if the brain doesn't have enough oxygen, you're going to get tense. All right, number 2. Maybe there's somebody in your life that just 3, 4, 5 days ago, maybe longer, really upset you. You're just grinding on that. You're trying to leave it go and leave it in the past, and there it comes up again. And maybe it's rage, maybe it's anger, maybe it's something that somebody said and and you wish you would have said it different, or it could have been different, and you stuffed your emotions, and life feels unfair. So breathe into that. Life feels unfair, Georgie. So the headache is telling us something, that maybe someone, something, some disappointment has caused us to just tense up tight. So we're wound up. Like if you took a dish towel and you just wind it up. We have so much stress in this body. And that's not the way we're supposed to live. So the headache could be some sound. Maybe there's a ceiling fan that's just a little off. You ever heard those? They kind of rock. That's irritating you, but you're not noticing and you're trying to ignore it, but your headache says, hey, I don't like that noise. Or somebody over here is gossiping, and you surely zip your lip because you're not going to confront them, right? But you're going to internalize it. You're going to internalize what they're saying because you haven't learned how to speak your truth. And it's important because if we keep stuffing our emotions and our feelings and not being true to ourselves in healthy ways. Why I mean, what healthy ways is safe ways. So I'm not going to go up against some dangerous person and try to confront them if my life is going to be in danger. I'm not talking about that. But in family situations and in career situations, we just take on this stuff. So now we have a headache. So what if there's a smell in the area? And your headache is trying to tell you, hey, maybe there's something that you put on your own body that all of a sudden is like your lungs are going, and you get a headache from it. So there's always a reason. But come back to nature, folks. It wants to transform your life because inside of us is this wonderful spirit. And it speaks in its own language, with signs and discomfort and unhappiness and health issues, trying to get us back in alignment, because when we're out of alignment, we just ignore, deny, don't understand what it really feels like to feel calm and peace within. So transforming your life is going, you know, Georgie, I want to take your program. I want to learn. I want to invest in myself. And I want to teach it to people around me, maybe one person. Because see what I teach? I want to help you teach it to one other person, if not many. Because then I know you got it. So first, I teach you, then you teach it back to me. It's all experiential. Head knowledge is great from head up, you know. But if I can teach you how to experience and improve your life, improve it to yourself, that almost immediately you start feeling better because now you have an understanding, not trial and error remedies anymore. You know what you personally need, and that is a gift to yourself. There is nobody that can ever take that away from you. I call it walking proud. When you know the mechanics of your body and what's going to keep you healthy and happy, and that you came into this world, you were born with a purpose and passion. And it wasn't to suffer. So I say, follow your passion, not your pain. Makes sense, doesn't it? That's what my teachers, I've had some amazing spiritual teachers that have taught me along the way, because when I started with my first spiritual teacher, I was broke and I was broken because I had this diagnosis of an incurable disease and it was major in my life. And many of you have heard my story, and I've got 5 books because I just keep putting my story out there. Actually, my healing story has been in 23 national magazines because I just want to share that there's a better way to transform your life, because my life has been transformed from just a mundane, very successful, having all kinds of material stuff. But see, that life isn't sustainable. I'm hearing that more and more from young people today. They're trying to create this world for themselves, but it's not sustainable. All of a sudden, they're irritated. They have all these duties to do every day and social and trying to orchestrate all of it. And it's not sustainable. So what do? They come to me and say, teach us, teach us, teach us Spirit's way, because Spirit will win. Your health doesn't have to break down. So this is about prevention. So please click below. Get on my mailing list. Let me start mentoring you so that you can teach it back to me and own it. This is how my body works. Don't ever take a diagnosis and say, this is incurable. Speak to your spirit and say, am I really incurable? No, your spirit's going to come back and say, no, I want you to learn this so that you can transform your life and learn a better way to be in this body, to be in the world, and trust, whether it's finances, whatever. I would have never dreamed when I was in the corporate world that I would be teaching holistic remedies, a holistic, natural way of life, that nature's way is the best way. I love it. But in the corporate world, I was just doing what I was taught to do. I was actually a glorified robot. I had fancy clothes, but inside I was empty, and there was a child inside of me that was crying. There has to be more to life. So I do inner child work also. But for now, sign up, get on my mailing list. I'll respond to you, and I would love to teach you what I know, because see, I can't do it all by myself. So if you don't start now, when? You want to start now, because there is no time to make excuses. Excuses have to stop. Our addictions have been our excuses. Well, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to transform my life. Pain is all I know. No, go a different route. So blessings from my heart to yours. You'll notice that I do silk. My silk heart is sending you love. The angels are sending you love. And I dye on silk. This is French dye. I love it because I can feel it. It's like this holy cloak around me. So you'll see me wearing a lot of silk, but it's fun and it's a hobby. So hopefully you have a hobby that's really fun for you too, that's healthy for you, right? It's healthy for you. So for now, click below. This is it. Share this video with many, many other people. Remember, I can't do it by myself. But if my message has gotten to your heart, you will share it with others. I'm not just talking here to hear myself talk. Thank you. Blessings. We can all heal together as family forever, forever and ever. Nature's way will win. Thank you. Blessings.